Senator, it's so fantastic to see you. Just looking at some of the numbers that John Carney has reported on today, the economy is not moving in the direction that would benefit her. And Kamala Harris owns every hardship that Americans have experienced in the last 3.5 years. Wages, according to the ADP report, they are growing at the slowest rate in 3 years. That you would think that if the numbers had gotten a little bit better, consumer sentiment would be better. It's worsened since the beginning of this year. I could go on, but she owns Bidenomics. She was the biggest flack for it.
Yeah, absolutely, Dagan, and thank you, Charlie. Good to see you as well. But absolutely, Kamala Harris owns this. She wasn't just complicit during the Biden-Harris administration. She literally was the tie-breaking vote on two of the largest tax and spend bills that we had in the United States Senate, the American Rescue Plan and the so-called Inflation Reduction Act. These were just huge democratically sponsored plans that just spent lots of taxpayer money to get us absolutely nowhere. In fact, inflation continued to climb, and we still see an over 20% increase in the costs of goods and services than we did 4 years ago. That's incredible. We know that our gas is up over $1 since she took office. We've seen groceries climb up to 21 to 22% over where they were 4 years ago. She owns this. She is part of the problem. So I hope that the middle class folks out there understand this. Bidenomics didn't work. She owns it. She was the tie-breaking vote on two of the biggest spending packages. She needs to own up to that. When she says she's going to do better for middle America, it is a farce, people. It is a farce.
So, Senator Ernst, you've been around the media for a long time. You've seen them in action. But it's sort of extraordinary to watch them try to spin and redefine Kamala Harris over the next 4 months before this election. Do you think it's going to work?
You know, I think she gets a little bump initially, Charlie. People are excited because they don't have Joe Biden. Exactly. Everybody's celebrating. Thank God he's out of the picture. Unfortunately, he's still down at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, which makes me worry for the safety of our nation. But backfilling Biden with Harris, I have those same worries. I am still very concerned about our national security. I look at her. What has she done as vice president? She certainly didn't secure our southern border. She didn't address the root causes of the problems like now she's trying to say she was doing. But what has she done as vice president? Absolutely nothing. I've seen clips of her reading books to children. That's really wonderful. I'm so glad she did that. But you know, who couldn't do that? but yes, they are trying to remake her into this serious prosecutor. But folks, I can tell you, when she was in the United States Senate, if you look at her politics and her policies, extremely far left. And this is why Democrats in Iowa have trended to vote more independent, and some of them have moved to the Republican Party now. And when I'm asked about why Iowa is so red now, it's because that Democratic Party has left our voters behind. So they're going to look at Kamala Harris and they're going to say, whoa, she is crazy, liberal. And then they're going to say, what has she done for our country other than drive up the inflation rate?
Right.
I haven't seen any product from her.
I will call her energy policy, based on what she's proposed in the past, including banning fracking, scorched America. Well, we want to move on to this, though, Senator. You're calling for an audit of the auditors at the Internal Revenue Service after a report revealed more than 5,800 employees at that agency owe nearly $50 million in overdue taxes. And despite having the authority to fire tax cheats, the agency only terminated 20 of them, so fewer than 24, rehiring more than 500 former employees who had known documented conduct and performance issues. I guess they think that $50 million with a $35 trillion debt is just not that much money anymore.
It is unbelievable, Dakin. So I am the one that actually pushed this report. I've been doing a lot of oversight work with our governmental agencies here in Washington, D.C. And what we found from the IRS is exactly what you said. They are shorting us as taxpayers $50 million. That's what's owed by the tax cheats that are working literally for the IRS. So the IRS is saying, shame on you, American people, you need to pay your taxes. Yet they are keeping these tax cheats employed and actually rehiring some of those tax cheats as well, and those that have misconduct issues. So we got to get rid of them. They've got to go. You either pay what you owe or you get out of the business. But I'm going to keep forcing the issue, not just with the IRS, but with all of these federal agencies that have people that are not performing for our constituencies.
Senator Ernst, I just want to personally thank you for exposing this. This is such important work, and sometimes I kind of wonder if it weren't for you and your seatmate Chuck Grassley, the American people wouldn't know half the stuff that goes on in this government. So thank you very much.
You better believe it. We're going to stay on it. More to follow.
God bless you.
Amen
Thank
and
you.
hallelujah, and thank you.